choose my whole philosophy.
I get that. I get that. You
Uh,
have a great philosophy of life, Adam.
oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, stand by for going live on Facebook for a faster class in three, two, and one. Good morning, everybody. Adam Bricker here for another edition of Faster Class Behind the Scenes. You're going to learn the secrets today about the talk that saves lives with Jackie Simmons. Jackie, I'm so happy you're here today.
I am excited to be here, Adam. Thank you very much.
Outstanding. So Jackie runs a very special program. She's the director of the Teen Suicide Prevention Program, and I know you'll get the title of that right for me. I know I missed the last word because I didn't spell teaspoons. But I want everybody to listen really closely today. This talk could save your life or the life of someone really close to you. I don't usually come to you as a serious scenario. We're going to giggle a lot today because if your life is worth saving, we're going to have a lot of giggles afterwards. Jackie, please introduce yourself to the Adam Connects community.
Hello, Adam Connects community. And I am delighted to be here. And we're going to giggle sooner rather than later because at the Teen Suicide Prevention Society, we believe in pure prevention. We believe in taking action before you think they need it, having the talk that saves lives before your loved one is struggling with suicidal thinking. There are a lot of reasons behind this philosophy, and I'm sure that Adam's going to take us into a few of them. But the first one is what we've learned over the last couple of years, 2.5 years since we started this nonprofit of teaspoons.org, Teen Suicide Prevention Society acronym. What we've learned, you can't tell by looking. You can't tell by looking whether someone is struggling with suicidal thinking, whether someone is grieving the loss of a loved one to suicide. You cannot tell by looking if somebody is down or they are so down they've forgotten what up is. It's not possible. We are so good at masking. We are so good at projecting. We are so good at being what other people expect of us. And I'm going to let all the parents off the hook. You will not see the signs that your kid is in trouble, even if they are there, because your brain is hardwired to screen out what you don't believe. And we are hardwired to believe that our kid's okay. So we only see the signs that match our belief. We don't see anything else. We believe waiting for signs that your kid is in trouble before talking with them about suicide, is like waiting to talk to your kid about sex until after they're pregnant. It's a little bit too late. We live in a day and an age where often the first sign is an attempt and they don't all survive. So we are here to catch it before it gets to that point, before they make a decision that they cannot find a way to live. Because it's not that people want to die. People don't take their own lives because they want to die. They take their own lives because they can't figure out how to live one more minute with whatever the pain is they are dealing with. And we all have pain. We just usually can see other options. And our job is to help people see options. That's what we do. We help them make it through their dark times by not waiting until it's dark. You wouldn't wait until it was dark to put batteries in your flashlight if you didn't have electricity. You wouldn't wait to go to the store to buy candles when there's no electricity until after you needed them. I mean, how would you get there? You'd be lost. So we expect you to not wait to bring light into this topic. So there we go. That's who I am. Well, it's part of who I am, but it's an important part. This is my passion project.
Yes, your passion project. We feel it. We know it. I want to address something real quick that you brought up. You said you wouldn't wait to go to the store to get candles till you don't have electricity. Unfortunately, that is the strategy for a lot of people.
I did a whole public service announcement. I thought it was brilliant. It had pictures and images, and it said, parents, your teens are at risk. Would you wait to talk to your kid about sex till after they're pregnant? Would you wait to talk to your kid? Do you wait to talk to your kid about drugs till after they're in rehab? Do you wait to talk to your kid about alcohol till after they've lost their license to drunk driving? Are you waiting to talk with your kid about suicide? And that whole public service announcement that I thought was brilliant got crickets. Crickets. Now, why? Because people are waiting to talk to their kids about sex, drugs, and alcohol. Gone are the public service announcements on TV where we were all sitting around one screen and they could spark a conversation. Those days are over. Parents, you're not going to get that kind of cultural support to have these very important talks. There are 4 of them: sex, drugs, alcohol, and suicide. And why do you want to talk to your kid about suicide? Because your kid's talking about it with their friends. Oh, yeah. The biggest myth in the world is that you can put the thought into a kid's head. That's why many parents didn't want sex education to be part of their child's curriculum, because they were afraid that was going to put the thought into their kid's head. Right, like hormones and sexuality on TV and screens hasn't already taken care of that. Yeah, same is true with suicide. There are TV shows, for crying out loud, about teen suicide. There were series that I just wanted to go and take and rip some producers apart with a how dare you? How dare you romanticize something that is so painful? And it's painful because one person takes their own life. It impacts massively, a minimum of 20 people. And it's pervasive and it's contagious. One person takes their own life, they give tacit approval for everyone who knows them to do the same. It's why I did a rant for celebrities, because thanks to the media, we all know someone who took their own lives. We all know a celebrity chef, a talented singer, a gifted comedian, and we're all at more risk now because of those media reports over and over and over again. It wasn't what they intended. It's just what's happened, Adam.
You know, Jackie, as a professional television producer who used to direct the television news, I left the industry because of the glorification of criminality, and they put criminals on there. I feel like the only time a criminal ever needs to be shown on television if they're at large and they need to be captured. So I agree with you in the way that content is being pushed out there, and we as parents need to step up for that. If you have conversations with your teenagers about suicide, drugs, alcohol, sex, does that put you in a position to have an even greater relationship with them?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. The challenge, though, is it depends. And I here's my story. It's sad but true. I have 3 daughters. And when my oldest daughter got to a certain age and I said, hey, honey, let's have a chat. It's time for us to talk about sex. She said, sure, Mom, no problem. What do you want to know? This is the truth of the world that we live in. Our kids are way better educated on sex, drugs, and alcohol and suicide than we are. So going to them like we're going to guide them might be a little misguided on the part of a parent. We've got a solution. And that's what we're so excited about, Adam. And that's why when you said, hey, can you come on and talk about the talk that saves lives? I'm like, oh, yeah, let's give them something they can actually use. We call it emotional cage fighting. We want you to invite your teen into the cage, to invite them to engage in this topic, in this conversation. We know cage fighting is brutal, and the talk is not, but suicide is. And that's why we called it emotional cage fighting. And it's super, super simple. We got everybody covered on this one. So, Adam, you have a lot going on for us today, and I want to make sure that we stay on a timeline for your peeps. But I hate talking about the talk. So would it be okay if we demonstrated the talk? Could I invite you into the cage and we could have some emotional cage fighting going on your show? You're muted.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, Jackie. I just
Awesome.
beat up my mute button, so now I'm here. Yeah, let's demonstrate. I don't know what we're doing, but pay attention, audience, because this is going to be valuable.
It starts with the invitation, and no parent has to go this alone. We actually have a guide that includes the invitation. Here's the invitation. Hey, Adam, I'm part of the mission to end teen suicide. They gave me a guide. I need to practice. Would you have a few minutes to help me practice my guide?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's practice your guide.
Awesome. It's only 4 questions and there's a rule. The rule is that for the first 3 questions, you can only answer yes or no. And then on the 4th question, you can tell me as much as you want. Sound good?
All right, I'm in.
All right, here we go. Batter up. Question 1. Adam, have you heard about the rise in teen suicides?
Yes.
Thank you. Question 2. Adam, do you have a story? Do you have a friend who's tried or died?
Yes.
Thank you. Question 3. Adam, have you ever thought of leaving that way?
Yes.
Thank you. Question 4. Adam, why stay? What are your reasons for staying?
Life is grand. The interaction with other people is so joyful. I love to play on this planet and with other earthlings and other humans. Gallivanting. I'm convivial, so I like to enjoy the pleasures that have been put here on the earth to that connect us together as friends, families, and partners.
Awesome. Tell me more. What else?
Unifying people in ways that bring pleasure, joy, comfort is my way of life. That's my strategy. Having a entertainment portal like the Faster class, I know people are short on time, so I give them 2 minutes. And there's joy. The feedback that I get from it is amazing. I'm going to have so many letters, so many notes going, Jackie's wonderful. How do we get in contact with her? And then this grows more and more connections.
Another way of asking this question is, hey, Adam, what's so good about your life that you want more of it?
Yeah, I like my football on Saturday and Sunday. I love barbecuing for friends. I like making cocktails and treating people well.
Awesome. Thank you for helping me practice my guide. Anybody watching this or listening to it, Adam, when you started sharing your reasons for staying, your whole body changed, your face lit up, the energy shifted. And that's what happens every single time. Now, I'm going to unpack this because some of your peeps might be into neuroscience. What did I just do? I just changed your brain. This is literally brain surgery without a scalpel, because we activated the neurons in the old pathways, all of the angst around the topic of suicide. We agitated that part of your brain, and then we stole all of that energy and redirected it into a new neural pathway and now a new neural network labeled reasons for staying. So now when you have a thought of leaving, which everybody does, thoughts of leaving, thoughts of suicide are part of our natural problem solving, our worst case scenario mechanism. Sigmund Freud said this a long time ago. This is normal. What's the problem is when they get stuck. So here's what happens now. You have a thought about leaving, it bumps into the reticular activating system, that filter in your brain that says, what are you going to keep and what are you going to discount? And now that filter has a new setting called reasons for staying. So those thoughts just slide off. We call that being coated with emotional Teflon. So all of this stuff can slide away from you. Now, I'm going to give the disclaimer because this is important. If you decide to take somebody into the cage, you're having the talk that saves lives. They have thoughts of leaving. And when you get to question 4, they have 0 reasons for staying. Stay with them and call 911.
Mhm.
Oh, they may hate you for it, and it'll be worth it if it helps them stay. But I want to give everybody just take a deep breath and listen to this statistic. Adam, with all the thousands of talks that we've done, guess what percentage fell into that category of thoughts of leaving and 0 reasons for staying?
So I'm thinking maybe about 20%.
Nah, thank you for playing. The answer is 0. The answer is 0. Remember the conversation at the beginning. People are good at masking. They're good at hiding. Our brain is hardwired to answer questions. So you put all of that together, and what happens? You ask somebody, hey, why stay? What are your reasons for staying? And they lie.
Ah.
And you know what's so good about them lying? Their brain, their subconscious is hearing them answer the questions that they have reasons for staying. It is imprinting in their brain reasons for staying, and they are building up the same buffer between them and an edge as if they weren't lying. It works exactly the same. It is some mindset magic. It's a ninja Jedi trick that is guaranteed to build out a buffer between someone and an edge that they may not have even known they were near. And our mission is to make sure you never have to talk your teen off a ledge. Oh, and by the way, we did something that is a little sneaky, and I may have to ask forgiveness because what we just did, thanks to something in your brain called mirror neurons, everybody listening to this podcast just got suicide proofed. They just got a layer of emotional Teflon because when you were sharing your reasons for staying, their brain was firing those mirror neurons. And they were thinking of, oh, that's a cool reason, or I have that reason, or I have this other reason. I wonder if he's going to say this. And their brain was building out the same folder, that same neural network of reasons for staying.
The gift that keeps on giving, Jackie Simmons, using her emotional Teflon for suicide prevention. Thank you so much. One more clarification. We spoke about this as we were preparing for it, and not everybody knows this. Will you share with the audience the difference between prevention and intervention?
Okay. Yeah. All right. What I could find, just so you know, I'm involved in this because my middle child attempted to take her own life at the age of 14. At the age of 23 years later, at the age of 37, she broke the silence about it publicly because she hadn't talked about it outside of getting professional help. And when she did, something in me broke open. And we started seeking out programs that were purely preventative and couldn't find any. Every suicide prevention program we could find required someone to have an at-risk label, a mental health diagnosis, or a previous attempt. The most guilt-producing document in the world is the Center for Disease Control's lists of signs to look for. And the reason it is a disservice to the world rather than a service to the world is because nobody goes and looks for that list until after their kids attempted. And then it's like, oh my God, all these signs were here and I didn't see them. There's no flipping way you could have seen them. Your reticular activating system prevents it. It's how your brain really works. And because that's my area of expertise, I've been a brain retrainer and a stress management consultant for over 3 decades, actually almost 4. This is what I knew. And then I couldn't find the help that I needed. And now I'm just on a mission to make sure that no parent ever has to go to that list ever again and beat themselves up for what they could not have seen in the first place. It was awful. So yeah, everything is intervention. Now, I love my intervention specialists. I want to say, I love you. Everybody who mans a hotline, everyone running 988 in America, every one of you who is willing to be on the front lines, God bless you. It's because of you that my daughter is alive. I just don't want anybody else to ever have to need you. I hope it's okay. I'd really like to put you out of business.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Yes, let's put that out of business. But so grateful that they're there. So many stories. Everybody listening knows the story. Everybody listening is part of somebody's life or the end of somebody's life because of this. Jackie, thank you so much for coming on. Faster Class is dedicated to helping people run their business more effectively and efficiently. And if you're not whole and complete and of yourself, and you're not with your family that way, that makes business even harder. Thank you so much for sharing. Anything else you'd like to add before we get into recording your Faster Class?
The fastest way to go out of business in this day and age. You ready? It impacts your profitability hugely. Why? Because the productivity of a team implodes immediately when one person starts losing their focus because at home they're worried about their teen, or because their teen attempted and now they're dealing with the whole intervention culture. All it takes is one, and the odds are 1 out of every 4 of your employees that has kids is going to be dealing with suicide, because the Center for Disease Control in August of 2020, 2 years ago, said that 25% of American young adults between the ages of 14 and 24 were struggling with suicidal thoughts. And I will bet almost none of their parents knew it. So the minute a parent becomes aware of it, their focus at work goes down, their team productivity, what they're on, starts to wobble, and the profitability of the company is impacted negatively. So the fastest way to stay profitable and grow is to address this with your employees sooner rather than later. Equip your teams, your employees, your officers with the rules of emotional cage fighting. They're published in a book called Make It a Great Day, The Choice is Yours, Volume 2. So that's up on Amazon. People can get it. We're actually doing a big party on Wednesday around it. The power of this is such that I wanted it to be readily accessible for everyone, and not everyone will go to our website, because while it's available on the website, they won't go. So they'll find it on Amazon. Make it a great day. The Choice is Yours, Volume 2.
I love it. I love it. We'll get the links put down below. One of the great things about Facebook is you can go back afterwards, put comments. We always have a lot more people listen on the replay. So whether you're live with us right now or you're listening on the replay, have a great day. Make it a great day, right? Make it a great day. The choice is yours. I want to give a shout out to my friend Pam. You made me a memory. She goes, have a great day, unless you have other plans. But make it a great day. The Choice is Yours, Volume 2, with Jackie Simmons, and get it on Amazon. Get it on Adam Connects. We'll put all the links up over there for you. Thank you, sweetheart. Really appreciate you being here. Have that talk with your children. You have the talk before you see the signs. That's prevention. Okay. If you're seeing signs, you need to go to integration immediately. No, not integration. What was the word?
Intervention.
Intervention.
Get them with an intervention specialist. Stay with them. Call 988. Call your local hotline. Stay with them until you can get them on the phone with a specialist. It's easier for them to talk with a stranger than it is for them to speak about it with someone who might know the possible players in their pain. So use the specialists. This is not a place to go it alone or wing it. That's why we've got a guide for the Talk to End Suicide.
And the way they get the guide?
In the book, or go to teaspoons.org. Write out the word teaspoons.org. That's the website for the Teen Suicide Prevention Society. And the Talk That Saves Lives is right there.
All right, that link's down below, so you guys go ahead, take action. This is fantastic for your family, for your coworkers, for your employees. make sure everybody's on board. And if you're in one of those PTA associations, like I spent so many years in, yeah, bring it to them as well. We used to make a joke before, you don't need to tell your kids to prevent your kids from having sex and doing drugs their whole life. You just need to do it long enough to see their friend, so they can see their friends falling off that cliff. But when it comes to suicide, I think your technique, your prevention is much stronger.
Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate that, Adam. We are on a mission. There is no doubt.
Cool. So everybody who's live with us, thank you for joining in on the mission. We appreciate it. And we're going to record Jackie's Faster class now. All right. I was going to ask you if you're ready, but you're clearly ready. All right. So you know how it works. Faster class is 2 minutes. You're going to deliver one gold nugget. Your gold nugget is 2 questions, isn't it? 2 questions that'll change your life forever.
It's the advantage of being a Gemini. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it means that everything with me is doubled. Double the energy, double the fun. Yeah, like doublemint gum back in the day.
I remember because I too am a Gemini.
Aha.
Yeah. So we're doing 2 things. We're doing Faster class behind the scenes and Faster class live. So we got them both. All right. Stand by, Jackie, for your cue. You're going to see the little record thing pop up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're good to go. Welcome to your Faster class. Today, we are going to talk about the 2 things that will make the biggest difference in your life and in every relationship you have. Plus, it'll build your business faster, which is what you all want. The first question you're going to ask yourself is, what attitude would I have if I knew I worked with the best in the world? The best people, the best products, the best clients, coworkers, employees, employers. If I knew I worked with the best in the world, what attitude would I have? Now, start writing down your attitude. Watch your energy go up. And I can prove to you that you work with the best in the world already. And people push back on me all the time, but here's the deal. You've got the absolute best in the world that you're ready for. And the minute you start treating them as if they are the best in the world, 1 of 2 things is going to happen. They're either going to step up or they're going to step out and make room for somebody better, because you'll be ready to work with the better than the current best. Got you covered on that one. Second question, get ready to write. What action would I take if I knew I was the right person for the job? What actions would you take if you knew you were the right person for the job? Stream of consciousness writing here will help you tap into your intuition, because I will guarantee you it is your job. You're the right person for it. And the more you get into action, the faster it'll be for you to course correct, because maybe you're the right person for the job, but you got the wrong job. The more action you get into, the faster you'll notice what needs to change. There we go. 2 questions. Attitude and action. How'd we do on time, Adam?
You're right on target, Jackie. Thank you so much for being part of the Faster class. You rock. And thank you, Jackie Simmons, for being on Faster class.
You're welcome.
You nailed it. You're a one-take wonder. You knew that though, aren't you?
Well, it's practice. I have a morning practice. I set an alarm for 5 minutes and I read 5 minutes of an inspirational book. Then I reset the alarm for 5 minutes. I pick up my notebook and I write about what I read for 5 minutes. Then I reset for 5 minutes and I close my eyes and I reflect on what I just read and just wrote. And then I set the alarm for 5 minutes. And I re-engage. I go, okay, where can I apply this? And if I get some great ideas, I just get into action at that point and put everything away. The whole practice takes less than half an hour. What I discovered is that my brain actually got time sensitive because of doing that every day. my brain will track minutes now. I am way more in sync with time just from that consistent practice with a very limited amount of time.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Gemini doing double fives, 5-5, 5-5. That's fantastic. Brain training is amazing. I understand exactly what you mean by tracking because I spent all those years recording 1-minute radio commercials. And when I get to do a 1-minute introduction, I just nail it every time because I'm already trained. So
Mhm.
train your brain that you're working with the best. Train your brain that you are the best, and then you'll start delivering at that level. What a great Faster class. Thank you so much for being on today.
You're very, very welcome, Adam. Thank you.
This has been Faster Class live behind the scenes with Jackie Simmons. Jackie's information's all going to be down below. Of course, you can always go to Faster Class and get all of her details. And thank you so much for being a participating audience. And Jackie wants to hear your feedback. So if you're implementing those, if you're speaking to your team, she wants to hear about it. And if you want to speak to your team and you don't know what to do, she really wants to hear from you. She wants you to make it a great day. The choice is yours. For Jackie, I'm Adam Bricker from Adam Connects. This has been another Faster Class. Thank you. Make it a great day. It's your choice.